Have you heard a little story about my friend Jim Carrey? Everybody? Jim Carrey, if you haven't been following him in recent years, bit of a kook. Kind of lost his mind. Kind of became a political robot, one-sided goon. And when people get radicalized like this, they become very, very emotional and violent. And rationality and reality and responding appropriately to situations is not a strong point of these individuals. So Jim Carrey's leaving Twitter. I'm leaving Twitter. I'm out of here. Now, I would be crestfallen if this were true, but I don't think it's true. People who are leaving Twitter leave Twitter. You know, let me tell you something. Jim Carrey's co-star in Dumb and Dumber, Jeff Daniels, he's not on Twitter anymore, but you didn't see an article about it. He didn't make a to-do about it because he wasn't just searching for publicity. He wasn't just grifting for attention. So Jim Carrey left all his tweets up, all his account stuff. And by the way, you can disable your account or you can fucking delete your account. So all these people, the Alyssa Milanos, the Kathy Griffins, they could delete it if they want. They put their Mastodon address in there and they haven't tweeted in a while. Okay. You know you'll be back, and that's why you haven't deleted it. You fucking emotional, needy bitches. So pardon me if when Jim Carrey tells everybody, I'm quitting Twitter, I don't believe you. You quit things all the fucking time. You're done with liars. You're done with your political phase of your art career. You're retiring from acting. You're no longer going to play Joe Biden on SNL. You quit school one time to live in a van. You always move on from shit, Jim Carrey. You always move on from shit. So if you don't know, for the past couple of years, Jim Carrey has been doing art. And I got to say, he's a decent artist. He's not a bad artist. But around 2015-16, something happened. He snapped. And Trump especially broke him, and he began posting political cartoons that he would draw. And again, I think he's a very talented artist. And I've always been a fan of Jim Carrey and his work. Big Jim Carrey fan. But he would post things like this all the time. In 2016, 17, 18, always political artwork slamming Trump. The real state of emergency began in 1946 at the Jamaica Hospital in Queens, New York. Definitely not human. It's got like a fat woman giving birth to an orange, hairy thing with hooves. So he thinks legs come out first. Not a very medically sound and savvy guy. But that's not the point. Pre-pandemic, really, January 31st. Let me find this story. January 31st, 2020, pre-pandemic, Jim Carrey announces this. Political phase of his art career is over. He's now on to painting mangoes. We got tricked by politicians and weird corporate concerns to believe that disagreement is hatred, the actor-artist said. So what does that even mean? Needless to say, January 2020, he's had enough with political cartoons, and he won't be taking part of it. Months go by, and as happens with these people who snap and are mentally ill, they can't help themselves. So the political cartoons return. He can't stop. He's got Trump. He's got Merrick Garland. He's making a praise cartoon about Stacey Abrams. And by the way, that's what she looks like. So he's done with political cartoons in the beginning of 2020, yet does them all through 2020. Okay? So pardon me if I don't, wring my hands about you quitting Twitter. You quit things all the time, you quitter. And just to show you, the day after, a couple days after Inauguration Day, post this one. I love this. Classy. Behold, Joseph R. Biden, a real president, working for the benefit of the entire nation, and not just to enrich himself by manipulating angry, gullible anarchists. MAGA. Get it? Pretty good. Pretty good. So we've got this political activist, Jim Carrey, clearly turned, clearly brainwashed, clearly radicalized, clearly activated, clearly turned off to like anything actually going on, right? And again, like, vote blue, vote Democratic. I don't care. No one's that into Biden. Knock it off. Behold, Biden. It's like, okay, dumb. And just to remind you what a dumb kind of dad energy guy he is. February 6th, 2021, after Biden's reelected. This is what he posts. I gained so much weight during the quarantine that I had to start wiping from the front. The whole exercise left me winded and starving. Thank goodness for social media. Otherwise, I would have to keep this all to myself. It's like, okay. Okay. Like, what does this even mean? But it's just weird and dumb. Just to let you know where he's at. And it's been a while, so it was time for Jim Carrey to cryptically quit again to get some headlines. So he posts this after the election. IT520K9FDT.com. And it looks like a picture of Truman saying, in case I don't see you, standing in front of the Truman Show door where you head out into reality. And I looked up this URL, and it's just this image, which is the door, and he's already walked through. Hey, folks, for the past 4 years... And remember, this is the beginning of 2021. So Trump is out. Biden's in. He can finally rest. I put considerable effort into this collection of political protest cartoons. I truly feels as though you and I have crossed an ocean of outrage together. It's like people who are broken are always telling you how you collectively have suffered. My most broken friends on like Facebook are like, we should have a day where everyone has to take 30 days off Facebook so we can mentally recoup. It's like, we don't need to. We aren't broken. You're broken. It truly feels as though you and I have crossed an ocean of outrage together. It's like, I haven't been full of hate for 6 years. So, that's you. You're a divisive guy. You're a hateful man. You're not a good person. So stop telling me how we did it. You. Something tells me it's time to rest my social media gavel and reclaim a little neurological bandwidth. If it seemed like I was ignoring my many Twitter followers here and outside the U.S. and Canada in my quest to rid our democracy of Orange Julius Caesar and his empire of lies, it was not my intention. I just assumed that a radicalized America is a threat to us all. Again, this is narcissism. This is mania. When a madman grabs the wheel of the bus loaded with innocent passengers and threatens to drive it off a cliff, it tends to steal everyone's focus. You have always and always will occupy a sacred space in my grateful heart. Thank you all kindly for your patience, your support, your humor, and your beautiful fan art. So you heard it right. Jim Carrey pauses political cartoons to reclaim a little neurological bandwidth. The actor has used a Twitter account regularly over the last several years to post politically charged drawings and captions that have clearly done him more harm than good. You have to reclaim neurological bandwidth from who? Who took it from you? Trump? Is this what living in someone's brain rent-free means? Days after quitting to reclaim neurological bandwidth and get rid of political cartoons, he's back with a political cartoon. It breaks my heart to see innocent people, especially children, put in harm's way by history's grandiose political jerks. Beware the unloved. But I do got to say, he did try in 2021 to do less political cartoons and really inform America and his fans how to be happy in love. Jim Carrey throughout 2021. Here's to waking up. Here's to letting go. Here's to realizing you've always been in heaven and you never have to go back to sleep. Goodness. It's like, I thought we were in an empire of lies and this was an emergency and tyrannical times. And it's like, what? Here's to realizing you've always been in heaven and you never have to go back to sleep. Okay. What medication are you on there, Jim? Jim Carrey, December 18th. Let's stop finding fault in each other. Starting now. Let's stop finding fault within each other. This guy's, you've got it all wrong. This guy's a peace guy. He's not trying to divide. He gives everybody a fair chance. He certainly doesn't engage in hyperbolic ad hominem attacks. You guys, stop finding fault in each other. Starting now. The effect we have on each other is the most valuable currency there is. Tweets like yours make me a wealthy man. Spank you kindly. It's like, this is a cornball dad. This is a cornball dad at best. This isn't an intellectual. These actors, we find out these great, great actors have nothing in their core. They really are just like a mishmash of personalities they've mirrored and constructed throughout their careers. Watch the Jim and Andy stuff. It's like there's a reason you don't come out of character. There'd be nothing. This wouldn't be a documentary. You're boring. Stop finding fault. How we treat each other is the most valuable. Okay. Every human being is at the very least a masterpiece in need of restoration. Even Trump? May we all be lovingly restored in 2022 and be able to see each other in a better light. Okay. Let's all restore it in 2022 and see each other in a better light. And by the way, how did Jim Carrey's 2021 of less political cartoons work out for him? How is he looking in 2022? It's my birthday. Woo! I'm old, but I'm gold. I love you all. Hey, thanks emoji, rainbow emoji, heart emoji, and just a dumb, clueless dad face. Like, this guy's done. He's done. Months later. In honor of all the brave souls who sacrificed their lives for our wonderful country, won't you at least look at some of the January 6 hearings themselves without the filter of Fox News or CNN? Won't you at least look for our brothers, sisters, sons, daughters who protect us and our whole human family? We only have one common enemy, those turning us against each other to profit by sowing fear, disharmony, and chaos. Judge for yourselves. I'm begging you. Dare to see the evidence. I love you. And each and every one of you, and sincerely wish you all of God's blessings. Goodness, Jim Carrey. Now he wants me to read the January 6th hearings? It's like, no. We saw the videos. It looked like a Black Friday mad rush. We decided it was nothing, since the only person who got hurt was one of the dumb nuts trying to break in. And we all moved on. Won't you at least look at the hearings? No. You've been doing that for 9 months. What's come of it? A nothing? A nothing? It's like you're so fucking unstable. The only, you know what I expect out of you next is some NFT scam. Oh, wait. Jim Carrey has moved on from making political painting again to minting wellness NFTs. His first is a celebration of our communal light. Because all of his cartoons are such a source of communal light. A portion of the proceeds from the NFT sale will benefit food insecurity nonprofit. Celebration of our communal light. This is his art. Now he's done, this is 2 times now he's quit. 3 times now he's quit political cartoons. This is November, this is this month. Senator Ted, your tsunami of wishful thinking was as overwhelming as a clown throwing a bucket of confetti. The takeaway, your wickedness is not indicative of the country as a whole. Most people know bullshit when they see it. When you cruise, you lose. And then Elon. Captain Smirk fired half his crew. He's banning comics, shadow banning unverified users, boldly going where no unbridled ego has gone before. Says $8 a month is the price of a latte. True, it's also the price. It's also cheaper than a t-shirt saying, "Rob me, I'm a gullible ass." By the way, Mars mission? Fake news. A lot to unpack here. First of all, you're calling Ted Cruz wicked, full of bullshit, and a loser. Is this part of your bringing people together and how we treat each other is the most important thing? Is this part of how everyone has got a redeemable quality and just needs some light? Is this part of our communal strength and light? You're divisive. You're hateful. I mean, by the way, anyone who's not mentally ill could see this. You're mentally ill and hateful. You cause more division than you cause unity. I spoken like someone who has 1/200th of Elon's wealth. Like a poor $120 million guy. That's what you sound like right now, Jim Carrey. Captain Smirk fired half his crew. He's banning. It's like it's all working. You're posting a artwork of him, criticizing him on a platform. You're saying he's fucked up. Boldly going where no unbridled ego has gone before. Rob me, I'm a Mars mission? Fake news. SpaceX is fake? News to me. I thought that hundreds of companies use his rockets to send things to space all the time. I thought he's delivered both crews and cargo to the International Space Station for NASA and other countries. Oops. Fake news. Oh, who said? Ace Ventura. He's pretty good at this stuff. Like, this is why we don't want to hear from Annette Bening, and this is why we don't want to hear from, dumb employees, dumb celebrities. Is like, usually you know less than a normal person. Like, you know less than like a normal guy. Mars mission, fake news. What does that even mean? You're all over the place here. He fired too many people. He said he's banning comics. Like, what? He's shadow banning unverified use. It's like, what? Are you retarded? That's what was before. You think that verified users weren't promoted more heavily than unverified users on the previous? I like that, like, the minute he took over, everybody's like, he's changed everything. It's like, I bet nothing's been tweaked that heavily. You're all mental patients. Again, gaslighting yourselves for the benefit of what? I don't know. So I guess Jim Carrey had enough free speech criticizing Elon. That drove him crazy that Elon didn't like yell at him or ban him over this, I guess. So days later, Jim Carrey has quit Twitter in the wake of Elon Musk's takeover. By the way, he didn't say that. He didn't say it had anything to do with Elon. But the media, you know. Signing off with one last artwork of a crazy old lighthouse keeper. The actor is the latest in a string of celebrities to abandon the platform in recent weeks. You want to see the string of celebrities this article had to dig up? In recent weeks, high-profile users including Gigi Hadid, David Simon, I don't know who the fuck that is, Shonda Rhimes, actor Whoopi Goldberg, and Eric Larson. And now Carey. Not David Simon and Eric Larson. No, I think Eric Larson does The Far Side. What does Eric Larson do? Either way, who cares? All these people think that like the average Twitter user gives or any fucks. And it's like, no, you need this. We don't have the millions of followers. You do. You need this, not us. I feel relevant talking to zero people all the time. Happens a lot. So this is nuts. And when you go high-profile users like Gigi Hadid, David Simon, Shonda Rhimes, Whoopi Goldberg, and Eric Larson have quit, you're not moving the needle for anyone. So Jim Carrey says, I'm leaving Twitter, but first here's a cartoon I made with my friend Jimmy Hayward. It's based on my painting of a crazy old light keeper standing naked in a storm, summoning the angels and shining his lamp to guide us through a treacherous night. I love you all so much. Cool. A crazy old lighthouse keeper standing naked in the storm, summoning the angels and shining his lamp to guide us through a treacherous night. Sounds like a loon. I'm watching.
Angels fill this place with light, and all that's good and all that's right. The darkness withers in your sight. Angels fill this place with light. Angels guide them through the gale. Hold fast the stitching in their sail, and I will burn my lantern bright till the break of day. Sweet angels, hear me pray.
So, whatever, I guess. You know, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. One of the dumbest things I've ever seen. This is, it feels like you used your best quitting Twitter thing with that Truman Show going through the door after Trump. You know, I'm done fighting Trump now. I bid you all farewell. I stepped through the door to the real world. Bye, Twitter. I'm going to get my mental health and my, neurological bandwidth back. And what happened? You fucking snapped. You've never stopped drawing the cartoons. You've never stopped being a creep. And this grandiose, narcissistic idea with this, this is batshit that you think this is appropriate. I'm leaving Twitter, but first, here's a cartoon I made. It's based on my painting of a crazy lighthouse keeper standing naked in the storm, summoning the angels and shining his lamp to guide us through the treacherous night. He sees himself as this, some sort of beacon of hope. Follow me, everyone. It's Jim Carrey, the crazy old paintbrush guy from Mad TV. No thanks. No thanks, Jimothy Carey. And just in case you wonder why, hey, Patrick, why all the reticence about Jim? It's like, look, If this was some guy, everyone's shitting all over Elon Musk, and all you guys can say about him is like, oh, he fucks a lot and has a lot of kids. Oh, his woke daughter hates him. It's like, name one woke daughter who doesn't hate their fucking dad. I assume that's why you're doing it. Let's not act like Jim Carrey was some beacon of morality and stuff. He has a greatest hits tape of like being a creep to women. We all remember the Emma Stone thing.
This is a message for Emma Stone. Emma, I just wanted to let you know that I think you're
unprovoked. Unprovoked. He just put this up.
Smart and kind-hearted. And if I were a lot younger, I would marry you. And we would have chubby little freckle-faced kids.
I mean, this is
We'd laugh all day long.
So inappropriate. And I think this was like, 2012 or 13.
And sex. And every day for the rest of your life, you would thank God that I was the appropriate age for you. But I'm not. I'm 49. I have lines on my face.
I mean, this isn't that long ago. This is not that long ago.
Than it used to. These are the only discernible signs of aging that I can find so far. Anyway.
Is this pitching himself? Like, I'm not that old. If you're still interested,
I wish you continued success.
What is this? What a weird smile.
Most of all, I wish you...
No, this was not 2 years ago. It was at least 5. I think it was 6 or 7. Somebody fact check that. Either way, it's creepy. Either way, it's creepy. I think it was 2013, 14. And the hits kept on coming for him. He had all these weird relationships with these other nuts, by the way. Jenny McCarthy's a fucking psycho. It just doesn't make sense. So, time marches on 2015. Jim Carrey's ex-girlfriend accused him of introducing her to cocaine, mental abuse, and disease before she killed herself. She wrote a suicide note. It's not clear if she emailed it to him, but her family found it. There was a civil suit where she claimed, you gave me herpes? You gave me herpes and you gave me HPV. I want you to apologize for it because you care enough to. I want you to understand that you, however little a thing that seems to you, it ruins a girl's life. I think this was an Irish woman, Katrina White. Big trial. I think he ended up winning the trial. But he's got a lot of these. Check out this interview.
What's your Instagram following? I mean, is there something in this for me?
He skipped forward in this interview about here. Watch how awkward this gets.
Appreciate the fact that there's a lot of people who love you, but you look at them coming up and saying hello or asking for a selfie or whatever as not something that is being taken away from you, but something that's being given to you. And I have a lot of fun with people, and I ask them, well, I don't know, what's your Instagram following? I mean, is there something in this for me?
We have fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
And in the film, Sonic has a bucket list. And I was wondering, after all you've done in your career and in your life, is there anything still left on your bucket list?
Just you.
Oh. Wow.
That's it. It's all done now.
I don't know what to say to that.
Just own it.
Okay, I'm owning it now.
Creep Town. A woman in an interview for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That's this year. Says, what's on your bucket list? What's next for Jim Carrey? Just you. Just you. Just take it, baby. Just take it. And this poor young girl, giggly, crushed, starstruck. But this is inappropriate in more ways than one. So fucking inappropriate. But don't worry, after this Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Jim Carrey did announce that he is quitting acting. So you can take that to the bank, because when has he ever fucking lied before?